So it'll lead to mortality in children. So it's the vitamin C deficiency is the last link I'm making by doing a little medical investigation on my own. Please, everyone should be on vitamin C. You'll say, well, it doesn't prevent colds and the flu. No, but it prevents mortality from those. So please, your young children should be on vitamin C.
But Bill,
they may get this.
Here's the big issue. I've read the histories of the surgeons 300 years ago on British ships, and that's why the British were called limeys. And that was what finally let the British Empire take over the seas, was they had the secret for, as you know, I'm sure, 100 years, that these little limes that they could keep for 6 months or more on the ship and that wouldn't go bad, when their soldiers met other navies who'd been out for a year, all their teeth were falling out, they were dying, old cuts were opening back up. The British scientist knew about citrus. They didn't understand it was vitamin C, and that's why the British were called limeys, because everywhere the British Army and Navy went, they had limes. Now, by World War I, they were eating horrible rations, no fruit. They've had no vitamin C. They're told take aspirin. That further depletes it, and now a weak virus can kill people en masse, but people back home out on the farm eating citrus, it goes back, as you know, to the Black Plague. People out in the countryside eating garlic, eating citrus, they weren't dying. People in the cities, cramped, were. Medical science knows this, so I'm asking you, why don't they tell people sunshine, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin C? If Linus Pauling won the Nobel Prize for this, why aren't they telling people the secret?
You know, we had a little study that we extrapolated data from, and it showed that if we just took and fortified our foods or got a massive a dietary supplement regimen going in the United States, so we got sufficient levels of vitamin D. Now, that's the sunshine vitamin. You can even be deficient if you're in South Florida. A lot of people cover up from the sun. They're phobic about skin cancer. So it doesn't matter what part of the year. And that means our immune system's down. By the way, if the President of the United States should get a flu shot, he's in real high-risk group because he's a dark-skinned man with a very low vitamin D level characteristic in dark-skinned individuals, and then he's a smoker depleting vitamin C. So he's at great risk, and we're trying to tell, if you're in an at-risk group, you do not get the vaccine. They're trying to tell you to get it if you're in a high-risk group. No, you do not get it. And what they did is a study where they took animals, and the animals, little rodents, mice, were pregnant, and then they gave them, inoculated them with the flu, and it showed that it caused, in the little fetuses, in the little mice, that it caused a brain disturbance with a genetic pattern that was similar to autism. So therefore, the conclusion was protect against the flu. No, protect against the flu vaccine. It is. They're telling us how autism gets started. It's the vaccine.
Bill, I got to stop you again. That's what's so insane is up until a year ago, they said don't give pregnant women flu shots because they knew. Now they invert the studies and do it. What has changed? Why are they getting more diabolical as people wake up to the fact that the
study? Yes, Alex, they're starting a study among pregnant women, if you can imagine this. Now, these will be healthy pregnant women, and, you know, they'll do a study. It'll be over within about 7 months. Too late. Sorry. They haven't done any studies to prove safety of this vaccine. You may hear otherwise from your own doctor. There are no studies to prove safety in the at-risk groups, the smokers, the asthmatics, the diabetics. So these are the people we need to protect. The rest of you can have the flu shot. You'll get sick, maybe, but you won't die. What we're concerned about is the at-risk groups. And by the way, as I say, all of them deficient in vitamin D.
But that's what I'm saying. Why are they this time pushing it? I have the inserts. I can go read FDA.gov. It says it could hurt you if you're pregnant. It says if you're diabetic. It says if you have asthma. But that's who they're pushing it on. I mean, are they trying to get caught? What is the point?
It is really diabolical. It is certainly misdirection. It is certainly irresponsible. You cannot claim it's ignorance. They have smart scientists there. We have published literature that I cite. I do not ring the bell of fear over, unless I have the science to back it up. You'll see all the references in my articles. The point is we're using the government's own data to show you they're not even consistent with their own recommendations. There is no way any flu vaccine is safe. They make a new one every year. We have no idea. And so, they claimed they were going to make a mock vaccine. They then said, well, we didn't get it fast enough. There are certainly problems here when a government tells you, hurry up, get it, and then it isn't there. Listen, folks, if these people had to protect us from World War III, we should have fired them a long time ago. They can't even handle a flu epidemic.
Let me ask you this. Why are the schools injecting children even when the parents say no? And I'm seeing the same talking point, Bill, where they say, oops, accident.
Yeah, they've got this thing going in the schools, and, of course, you've got a third of the public. That's just the rest of you tune out. The third of you aren't convinced. Tune in, because we're just trying to get to you folks. We are not ringing, crying wolf here. We're using government data. You want to check all the references, please do. I know so many of you will buy in and say, well, but my doctor said. Listen, we're trying to rattle your cage a little bit about what you accept is the truth, trying to get you to see the references from the government itself. That's the important part here. We're being misled. And why? There are a lot of questions as to why. This government that we have, the obvious escapes us, Alex, that we'll go run off. We're a broke government. We'll go run off and capture the oil and the money from another country like Iraq. Oh, hey, there's another one next door. Let's go over there. They got a lot of oil and money, too. People don't see the obvious. So, we don't catch on what's going on. Healthcare reform is about what? It's about, we already have 85% of people.
Seizing control of another industry they can tax.
85% of people are already covered by insurance. It's about the illegal immigrants who don't have it.
Stay there. Bill Sardi, amazing info.